To His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya. Mr. President, subject, our reaction to your speech of 28th April 2022, asking the Congolese people and the multiple armed groups in the Eastern DRC to seek peace and live together. As Congolese aware of the harmful situation that our country, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, has been going through since 1998, we were shocked when we heard the message you sent to the armed groups of the Democratic Republic of the Congo to lay down their weapons to work with President Felix Tshisekedi for peace and stability. But also, you asked the Congolese people that we are to talk together with the other countries of the community of East African states to connect the Indian Oceans to the Atlantic Oceans and to take advantage of the riches, resources that God gave us. Without going into too much detail, we tell you, Mr. President, that you were not sincere in your address because you know very well that the Democratic Republic of the Congo is the victim of a war of attrition imposed on it by the regime of Paul Kagame, President of Rwanda, and that of Mr. UHURU Museveni, President of Uganda, who constantly infiltrate their mercenaries and impose them in the institutions of the Democratic Republic of the Congo with the complicity of some crooked Congolese politicians. You know very well, Mr. President, that in 25 years of bitter war against the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the regimes of Paul Kagame and UHURU Museveni have killed more than 12 million people, which is the most despicable genocide ever recorded in the history of mankind. Mr. President, how can you today have pity on the Congolese people and call on them to work for the development of their country, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, when you have missed a historic opportunity to help them restore justice and democracy in their country? But you chose to leave them in the hands of Rwandan and Ugandan mercenaries who've been disturbing them and killing them since 1998. His Excellency, let us remind you that you are part of the group of African leaders who, on the 23rd of November 2018, let Mr. Felix Tshisekedi and his friend Vital Kamerhe travel to your country to set up a political movement called Cap pour le Changement, a movement that disrupted and weakened the political opposition in the DRC and allowed former President Joseph Kabila to tamper with the results of the presidential election on the 30th of August 2018. Then, in January 2019, Mr. President, you chose to once again turn your back on the Congolese people by blocking the path to the presidency of the candidate they just elected massively, Mr. Martin Fayulu, to impose on us a losing candidate, Mr. Felix Tshisekedi, at the end of a criminal and fraudulent agreement called the Agreement for Stability and Peace in the Congo. An agreement you signed in secret in the farm of former President Joseph Kabila on January 8th, 2019, in which not only protects, but up to today, many criminal politicians who worked in the former regime of Joseph Kabila but paved the way for supporters of Mr. Felix Tshisekedi to also conquer the Congo and act as mafia gangsters that loot the coffers of the state and intimidate peaceful Congolese citizens. And your name, Mr. President, is among the 8 witnesses who agreed to take part in this black mass, which contributed to maintaining the Congolese people in captivity, anarchy, misery, war, and absolute hell. Are you going to tell us that you rendered all these services to Mr. Joseph Kabila and to Mr. Felix Tshilombo for free? No, Mr. President. Your conscience must not be at peace. Yes, Mr. President, you also helped to install and solidify a two-headed mafia at the top of the state in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And this mafia has taken away all the sovereignty from the Congolese people, who no longer control their wealth and their country. Even the decision of the accession of the Democratic Republic of the Congo to the community of East African states is another mafia, because it has never been subject to the appreciation nor the decision of the first sovereign, that's the Congolese people. There has never been a debate on this subject, neither in Parliament nor even in the Senate. The negotiations and the signatures were carried out secretly, far from the eyes of the Congolese people who, in the light of the negative political reality in the Great Lakes region, do not want any form of bilateral cooperation between, on the one hand, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and on the other hand, or the other side, Rwanda and Uganda, until these two countries must stop attacking the Democratic Republic of the Congo, killing the Congolese people, displacing them from their lands, and looting their wealth. The Congolese people are not ready to collaborate with the puppet regimes of Paul Kagame and UHURU Museveni until the genocide of the Congolese people is recognized. The UN mapping report put on the table a national and international tribunal set up for the genocide of the Congolese people, the grabbing of land in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the forced displacement of populations, and the systematic looting of minerals and other wealth, including fauna and flora. Our greatest disappointment is to see that African countries and their leaders, who call us brothers and sisters, hesitate or do not want to help us Congolese people so that there can be justice in the Congo. But all of them are only aiming at the economic interest that they can get from the chaotic situation in which the Congo finds itself, without ever first seeking the end of the war in the Congo, the establishment of justice, and true democracy, which are the prerequisites before any accession of the DRC to any community, be it political or economic, at the level of the sub-region, the region, or the African continent. The Great Congo is in coma. It therefore needs real Pan-Africanists to resuscitate it and to take it off. Thus, Africa as a world will take off and will be saved. Receive His Excellency, Mr. President of Kenya, the expression of our deep regrets. This letter was written by a collective of Congolese intellectuals called Save the Congo. Thank you so much.